Hello, welcome to the weather update. It is November 2nd, 2021, and kind of a cloudy, gray day today with some rain in the evening. Now, we were thinking this rain was going to come in. It was going to be light and mainly in the afternoon, but what wound up happening was it hit a lot later, and it was a little heavier than I thought as well. It was supposed to be a little lighter, but you could see this as the wave along this front that's bringing us the rain, but cold, dry air is definitely waiting in the wings. And we have frost and freeze warnings and frost advisories off to our north and west. There's a look at the radar. You see it on the screen there. There is your rain right there that has moved over Long Island. And again, you could see that we were supposed to get this chance earlier on, but it was later, and you can see actually some heavy reflections offshore. It's probably no doubt picking up some moisture from the ocean, which is warmer than normal, so obviously it's going to make it more intense than a normal. Looking at the map here, you can see, just looking at the rainfall total, some 0.07, not very much according to this. So I guess that's in line with the forecast, so that we were going to see just a little bit of rain from this, but the timing was way off, because that threat was supposed to be like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it really didn't hit until 5, 6, or 7, between like 5 and 7 o'clock. But anyway, let's look at the latest observations right now. It's cold out there. We have temperatures 46 degrees, 46, 45, very cold. Obviously, much colder than we were used to, but it is November. We're finally starting to see some normal weather for November. They're being above normal for like the longest time in October. Let's first start with let's take a look and see what our lows were this morning across Long Island. So 30, wow, 30 in West Hampton. Got down to 39 in Shirley, 42 at Islip, 45 at Farmingdale. The city was 51. Taking a closer look here at some more low temperatures across Long Island. Look at that, 41 in Carl Place, too. It was a pretty chilly night last night. Despite the clouds rolling in, it was still enough to radiate away. Let's see how it was in New Jersey. 33 in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River, 39 in Toms River itself, so it got cold there as well. Seeing that radiational cooling as well there, and we're going to probably see that radiational cooling tomorrow night as well. So below freezing in the Pine Barrens, here on Long Island at least. So let's look at what the high temperatures were across Long Island, and highs were generally only in the mid-50s. Mid-50s, there you go. 57 at Islip, 55 in Farmingdale, 57 in Shirley. So yeah, and like I said, it was a cool day. We had the clouds, and that's what kept the temperatures down. And tomorrow won't be all that much warmer because we have the colder air coming in now. So let's go and let's talk about your October here. We're going to talk a little bit more about the October because we're going to go over the climate from, even though we went over the highs, let's go and look at the monthly weather summary for October, starting with Islip. And the Islip October summary. All right. The average high temperature for October at Islip was 69.1 degrees. That is well above normal. The normal average high is supposed to be 64, so that's a full 5 degrees above normal. And the nights were mild, too, even warmer. The average minimum was 53.3. The normal is supposed to be 47.3. So that's 6 degrees above normal, and that means that the mean was 61.2. The normal mean is 55.7. That's 5.5 degrees above normal. Precipitation, we had 6.81 inches of rain. The normal is 3.97. That's 2.84 above normal. And that was in that from those two storms. That is just those two storms. The rest of the month was dry. That's how crazy things were in October, which is nuts. So I'm not going to go over Central Park. It's going to be a similar story over there. Like I said, I'm mainly focused on Long Island. But you get the idea of how warm it was and how it was a dry month except for those two storms. Very weird. But again, this is what you have now as we're dealing with the consequences of our changing climate. So let's go look at the National Hurricane Center. Latest on Wanda here. Maximum sustained winds 50 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 992 millibars. north at 8 miles an hour. This is, I mean, it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there. So it's Tropical Storm Wanda. This is the latest on it, and it's just meandering around. Let's look at it on satellite here. We'll look at the satellite loop, and you'll see, oh, there's a little burst of convection there. So this thing is it's not dissipating. It's just hanging around. Very weird. Very weird location for a storm, and it's very, very strange. But anyway, let's take a look and see what we're going to be dealing with for the next week or so. All right, and we're going to first start with the upper air, and I want to actually just take this out to North America, right? So first go to the upper air, then we're going to go to the jet stream, and then we'll go back to the surface. All right, so you can see here's this trough that's going to be diving in, bringing us the cold air. And then we have this, and right now the way this trough is shaped, the coastal that's going to form is going to stay offshore. Well, actually, no, this is the coastal right here. This is it right here. My mistake. So this is the first coastal will stay offshore, but there's a second southern stream energy that we'll have to watch a little more closely for Sunday. And then we see some ridging building for next week, which means after enjoying some cool weather, we will be going back above normal again by the middle of the month, it looks like, with a trough in the Midwest. So now we go to look at the jet stream. All right, so this is your jet stream here, and you see there's that trough that we're getting this week, all right? You can almost see like an almost split almost there at the beginning, but there's that trough. Still kind of a messy-looking jet stream, though. There's another narrow trough, and then we start seeing a ridge in the east. You call this an omega-type pattern here. Ridge in the east, trough in the center of the country, and ridge in the west. All right, and this could be springing some cold air, but again, look at how narrow these troughs are. This is, again, not normal. All right, so the jet stream is supposed to be, we'll draw the jet stream here. We'll use the color purple. All right, so the jet stream is normally supposed to be like, there's a trough here, right? You see this trough, but troughs are normally supposed to be a little flatter, all right? They're very sharp. And this is, again, due to the nature of the jet stream changing as we deal with this. And these sharp troughs mean strong storms at the surface. And when you see that, and it's just a narrow swath of cold air. It's just focused into that one spot. All right, so let's go to the CONUS now, and we'll go ahead and look at our temperature anomaly chart. All right, so you'll see that it will just show the colder air coming in here. So here's that colder air coming in. Will be below normal, right, for the next couple of days. All right, not hugely below normal. Here's the thing: when we have cold air, but we're not setting any minimum records. The records are always set with the above. That's another side of climate change that you notice that we're always breaking record highs, but rarely are we breaking record lows. All right, so you'll see as we go into the next week, you'll see that warmer air take over the east. And there's your storm there. And that's going to bring some really cold air into, it's going to be way above normal, but it's going to bring some cold air into the middle of the country, right? Eventually, maybe that'll work its way toward us, though it looks like it's going to go straight south and not really go into our area, unfortunately. So let's go look at the, let me keep it on this, and let's go and look at the surface now. All right, and we are again looking at the 18Z GFS model. So here's this cold high building in front of Mars, cold sunshine. We have the first storm here that's going to go underneath us, maybe giving us some high clouds on Thursday. Then the high builds back in, another cold and sunny day for Friday. And then this is the next storm that we have to watch. Now, right now, it stays just offshore, but it could be very intense. But it keeps it offshore. But we'll have to keep an eye on this because this could be a very intense storm, coastal storm again. Again, between the shape of the jet stream and all those warm water temperatures, we're going to see a lot of these intense coastal storms this fall and perhaps even right into the winter. And, of course, if they take the right path and it's cold, they could result in a major snowfall. And then cold air builds back into the area Monday and Tuesday. And next week, we start seeing that ridging. Once that big high moves offshore, then we start seeing that warm up there. And then here comes this second cold front. And look at this. It has a tropical system, possibly the remnants of which could get sucked up into a cold front. around mid-November, and then another cold air mass comes. But we do have a fair share of cold air, but we'll have a little warm up before the shot toward the middle of the month. All right. And again, this I don't know what it's developing this tropical system from. It's not Wanda, I know that, but it's developing something there in the Caribbean. So let's go take a closer look at our area here. And we will start, obviously, we don't really have a chance of precipitation for a while here, right? We're going to be dry Wednesday. We're going to be dry Thursday. Friday, that system stays offshore. It's the next system that we have to watch, this one right here, that we would have to watch. Now, let's see if I could look at some of the other models like the ICON and see if the ICON can take us and show us this next system here. Yeah, this is as far as the ICON goes, but it definitely seems further to the west. You see that? All right, if I take this out to the East Coast view, Eastern U.S. view, this is better. This is a really intense monster storm that the ICON is developing. I have a feeling the Euro might be doing the same thing. But again, this would be an intense storm, and if we look at the winds, yeah, some pretty strong winds right there with it as well on the ICON model. Now, if you look at the GFS for the same point, you see it's much further away at this point. The ICON is much more tucked in, so we have different. It has the storm differently because it has the trough shape differently. All right. But anyway, getting back to our weather, we'll focus more on that storm as we get to later part of this week, the potential for that. But let's get to our temperatures here, all right? Because it's going to get cold, all right? I'm going to stick with using the GFS at this point. Lows by morning will be in the around 40 degrees, maybe upper 30s, all right? Tomorrow, we're going to have trouble making it too far into the 50s, all right? With sunshine. Northwest winds, sunshine. It's Thursday night that we're going to see that radiational cooling. Wednesday night and Thursday morning that we could see some of our areas, particularly the Pine Barrens, go below freezing. I think that could go well below freezing. We get that radiational cooling. Thursday, we're still in the low to mid-50s, so still a little bit below normal. Same thing for Friday. Going to be another cold day, upper 40s, low 50s. And then for Saturday, we start rebounding a little bit. Here we go into the low to mid, maybe more like mid-50s for highs. But you could still see Sunday. Here's that storm going right underneath us. They're warming up to the mid-50s. But if I move this up ahead, you'll start seeing temperatures warm up into the 60s next week. We're going to start seeing the return of the 60s again. Look at this, maybe even a 70 in New Jersey for next Thursday. So next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday could be quite warm. And then that warm air, you can see that warm air getting pushed up ahead of that cold front there. And then we finally get this cold front. We're going to have to watch, though. It looks like it wants to try to stall it out. So I'll have to see. We might be dealing with a little stall front syndrome for a couple of days there. But that's way, way, way in the distance. Draw you the dew point to show you the wind flow. And you'll see northwest winds for tomorrow. Dry, very dry air, which should bring us some nice skies. Northerly to northeasterly winds on Thursday. Friday, we've got a northerly flow. And then Saturday, you start seeing the winds back off a little more from the east. That could bring that moisture in there. Again, is your storm. And notice that the center of it is warm as well. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's my nature to think about the storm. But let's now go and look at the skies. All right, so here we are with the skies for tomorrow. Let's look at tomorrow. So mostly sunny day tomorrow. But we'll have to watch this cirrus. We're on like the northern fringe of it for Thursday, and literally the northern fringe. So I'll have to see how close that gets. Then that pushes offshore. Friday, we'll have another mostly sunny day, and then increasing. We got this again with these high clouds. Perhaps we'll be just far enough north to avoid them on Saturday, but then certainly Sunday we'll be dealing with them. And then beyond that, it looks like it clears out again behind the storm. So let's look at our dew point, our NAM here. This is the NAM model now. We'll look at the NAM for sky cover next. So you can see, again, tomorrow, maybe some clouds over Jersey, but other than that, mostly sunny day. It should be a nice day. There's the cirrus. Thursday, you can see it keeps us right on the northern fringe. We may get away with a mostly sunny day on Thursday. And Friday, we clear back out again. I can also look at the RGM model as well. Here is the RGM. So again, starting off with clouds, clears it out. Wednesday, mostly sunny. High clouds kind of roll in there. RGM keeps most of the high clouds away from us on Thursday. And then Friday, another mostly sunny day. All right, so let's now go, because obviously curiosity always gets the better of me. Let's go to windy.com and let's see what it's doing with that storm. All right, so let's move this over here. We're going to go to windy.com and see what the European does with that storm there. Let's see. Well, it's easier to go in the cloud cover here, and there's the storm. You can see it's much slower with it. So there it is. It keeps it. Well, this is Sunday. It does suppress it, though. The European does suppress it, but you can see how much more tucked in it is. Right there, all right? And so, again, some strong wind gusts with this. This would affect mostly the Cape. But you look at some of these wind gusts again. Could be getting up to 68 miles an hour, according to the European model. So a little different result from that. This doesn't. Oh, this does have the icon. So the icon and the European are fairly close. They are more tucked in, but they still suppress the storm. If anything, we could see the icon more, because the icon and they're very similar. Icon's German, European, Euro, obviously. The Euro's more Euro. But anyway, you can see that it is definitely suppressing it. So I think that this wouldn't be a problem for us, this storm. And hopefully it's not, because we've had enough storms. But hey, we're just going to have to keep an eye on it. That's all I have to say, because it's still many days out, and models trends can always change. Other than that, enjoy the cold, sunny weather that we're going to have. Great fall weather we're going to have, and no rain for at least through Saturday. So that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.